So we just saw a monster week from Aaron Jones in week 2. Absolutely
Crazy.
dominant game against Detroit. Had 45.6 fantasy points, 168 rushing yards on 18 attempts. That's a 9.3 yard per carry. He had 2 touchdowns on the ground. And then through the air had 8 targets, caught 4 of them for 68 yards and a touchdown as well. So 3 touchdowns on the day. We kept calling for this regression over the offseason with Aaron Jones and his touchdown volume, but right now he's leading running backs in touchdowns. He's leading everybody in terms of, running back points scored. Let's talk about Aaron Jones a little bit. How do you like him in this matchup against New Orleans? A little bit of a tougher matchup. And season long, what is your value on Aaron Jones? It was a guy that you probably got back of the second round, mid-second round.
Yeah, interesting thing about Aaron Jones. I mean, you're obviously starting him every week. He's the RB1 in fantasy football right now, like you said. And yes, the New Orleans matchup is a little bit scarier, but you're rolling him out there. So I think the bigger question, like you brought up there, is what's the value full season? And I think obviously your expectations need to come down from these first 2 games. But Steph, I really think Aaron Jones is a top 8 guy for the rest of the season. And coming into drafts, he was going more, closer to the 12 range. I'm definitely bumping him up my list, maybe even top 6. I mean, now that we've seen CMC, Saquon both go down. So he's in the 6 to 8 range for me. I'm still taking Kamara, Zeke, Dalvin Cook, probably still going to slightly lean Derrick Henry over Aaron Jones, but he's right there in that next tier for me with I'm probably taking him in front of Josh Jacobs. He's in front of Drake. He's in front of Mixon. He's probably barely in front of Miles Sanders for me at this point. Just because we haven't really...
Jonathan Taylor?
Yeah, I'll still take him in front of JT. Aaron Jones has proven it. He did it last season, and he's done it through 2 games. So to me, I need to see more from those other guys. And we would just be ignorant if we saw what Aaron Jones is doing and we didn't give him a little bit more respect. So it's just so interesting with Aaron Jones because, I mean, this season, 50% of snaps between the 2 games. 50% of snaps. Like Malcolm Brown played more snaps in week 1. He played more snaps in week 2 in a 3-way timeshare in LA than Aaron Jones is doing in Green Bay. And it's just crazy because like Aaron Jones this past week against Detroit played 35 snaps, but he got 18 carries and 8 targets. So on 35 snaps, he had 26 opportunities. So when he's on the field, he's getting force-fed the ball with Devontae Adams a little bit banged up. I expect it to continue. So Steph, if you have the opportunity to sell Aaron Jones for Zeke, for Alvin Kamara, I would do that. Outside of that, though, I'd probably hang on to him and, go along for the ride. I mean, the Packers haven't been in competitive games. I know the score against Minnesota was a little bit closer in week 1, but they were in control the whole time before garbage time. They pulled away in that second, third quarter here against Detroit, and they just didn't need Aaron Jones as much. So if that snap count continues to rise, if Devontae Adams is a little bit banged up or limited over the next couple of games, then we could see Aaron Jones continue to dominate.
As of right now, number 1 in rushing yards through 2 weeks. 4th amongst running backs in receiving yards. He's had 8 receptions with this, which is 7th amongst running backs. And something that we've seen is the target volume increase in 2019 and in the game in week 2 is the target volume increasing with Devontae Adams out of the lineup, which we saw when Adams got hurt. He has a minor hamstring injury. If he's out, even an extra bump to Aaron Jones. He already saw 8 targets in week 2 with Adams hurting out of the games. Essentially, Aaron Jones is the Packers wide receiver 2. And the touchdown volume is there. So I love him season long. I said in the offseason in our bold predictions episode that Aaron Jones could repeat and finish in the top 3 again at the running back position. I don't know if we'll
pretty good. I said you were crazy. I mean, I remember giving you an absolute thrashing on that one, and I might be eating my words. We'll see.
We'll see. Hopefully those 19 touchdowns coming again. But, dude, I'm very excited for Aaron Jones now and rest of the season. We'll see if that snap volume goes up. Things are only going to get better if he's on the field more often.